Out on the far western edge of Scotland, a ribbon of road threads through the Outer Hebrides, a place of wind, sand and ancient rock, its history etched into stone and sea. From Vatersay in the south to the butt of Lewis in the north, we'll ride through a chain of islands, linked by causeways and ferries, not to race, but to listen, to observe, to learn, to absorb this wild, remarkable landscape. Welcome to the Hebridean Way. Every cycling journey begins with a single turn of the wheel, and here it begins on Vatersay, a tiny island connected to the rest of the Hebrides by a slender causeway. It feels like a dream. White sands, wind-sculpted dunes, and the sharp cry of oyster catchers overhead. The sea whispers at our wheels, and the wind pushes us northward. Ahead lies Eriskay, and the first stretch of road that will carry us into adventure. Before we hit the road, there's the small matter of fitting our entire lives into a few bike bags. Carefully, methodically, and then repacking it all again when it doesn't fit.
Now you're asking how I was doing for space.
I've got two empty panniers.
Yeah, I know. There's that as well. And we'll be wearing some of this. So.
And I've got all that lot going as well. We need the leads.
Yeah, charging, solar panels.
Cycle bottles.
And then we're going to put the stove.
That's Dave's panniers. And there's my panniers. I've got some work to do. How are we going to get that lot in the panniers, Dave? Dave's admittedly organised approach is to divvy up the food into packages for each day and then lay them, labelled by weekday, on the floor. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 days worth of food. Sandwiches made up for 2 days. We'll have those bananas later, too heavy. Porridge, snacks, etc. And then, this looks a bit daunting, doesn't it? We've got 4 panniers, 2 main ones at the rear, 2 smaller ones at the front. Plus we've always got the handlebar bag as well. Okay, let's get packing. Planning the travel, if you intend to ride north and then get public transport back, wasn't easy. Parking in Oban, where we jumped on the ferry, is a nightmare, and it was a bank holiday weekend. So I've included our travel arrangements in the description for you.
There we go. We arrive at the port. Ghost ship.
The biggest treat of this first ferry journey was spotting marine life, minke whales, porpoises, or maybe even dolphins. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure which was which. Marine life ID isn't my strong point, so if you know, feel free to comment and let me know.
Starts with the Hebridean Way. Our first causeway. Beautiful.
Having ridden south to Vatersay, we turned our bikes around and officially began our Hebridean Way adventure, heading north.
Well, here we are with our brand new bikes, made by Arthur Cagill Cycles, handmade bikes by Footlight.
Not long after that symbolic turnaround, we found the perfect wild camping spot right by the beach with stunning views and soft grass for pitching. Even better, it was just a short walk from the Vatersay Community Hall, which warmly welcomes cyclists and wild campers. The hall offers toilet facilities and even hot showers, a real luxury on the trail. If you stay, please leave a donation to support this brilliant community resource.
Bloody lovely. I think we're going to have to go for a walk down on that beach with our mug of Horlicks.
Fun, isn't it, for a start of a adventure?
6:20 a.m. But I think somebody's not ready to get up yet. There's a person in there somewhere. Hello? It's 6:20, I know. Can you hear the birds? A bit longer.
Not a bad start, is it? It's not cold.
Relaxed sheep and lamb. There's some wreckage of a plane crash. I believe all 6 crew members survived.
Before heading for our first ferry crossing, we took a detour up to North Barra. It was partly to enjoy the beautiful north coast, wide skies, empty beaches and that ever-changing Atlantic light, but mostly we wanted to see something quite special.
Here's Barra Airport.
Barra's airport is the only one in the world where scheduled flights land and take off from the beach. Here's a chance to get a cuppa. The airport has a very good cafe and clean toilets. We watched the little twin otter planes come and go for a while, wheels skimming across the sand.
The only airport in the world that uses the beach for landing.
Flight times here depend entirely on the tides, which somehow makes the whole thing feel even more unusual.
That is something to see though, isn't it? Health and safety, Dave.
Yeah, between them 2 plastic ropes.
I love it. Why can't it always be like that? It can't be unsafe, otherwise it wouldn't be allowed to happen.
Put the corn out. What use is that cone?
Take long, doesn't it?
No. Disappeared out of sight in no time. Wow.
Bizarrely, can land in stronger winds and the ship would, the ferry would actually come out.
Having watched one flight arrive at Barra's remarkable beach airport, we took a quick ride around the northern part of the island, just enough to take in the windswept scenery and peaceful roads. Returning in time to watch the next flight depart, it was then time to head to the ferry terminal for our first crossing of the trip, bound for Eriskay.
Down to Barra Ferry.
I'm not quite sure what I expected coming up here, but I think it's exceeded whatever my expectations were. It's really beautiful. It's very dry, it's mild, there's next to no wind, and it's just, the landscape is amazing. The sun keeps trying to come through. It's a little cloudy, but hey, I'll stick with this. If the sun comes out, it's a bonus, but it's beautiful at the moment. There's our view waiting for the ferry. We've got quite a long wait. The ferry doesn't leave till 4:45, and it's now, I think, 2:15 or something. We'll just have to eat more cake. Look what I just found. Marks out of 10 so far.
7.5.
That's harsh.
Crossing, so calm. We're live at Eriskay. Riding back up after a visit to the Politician public house.
The Politician is named after a shipwreck that spilled 28,000 cases of whisky onto Hebridean shores in 1941, sparking a real-life whisky galore heist.
One of us has been on the IPA, the other's been on the ginger beer.
Islanders looted what they could before the authorities blew up the wreck to stop the fun.
Left turn, South Uist.
Meanwhile, our main quest? Finding a flat, sheep-free spot to camp.
Absolutely perfect.
We just passed a sign which says warning, Otters crossing. So we're going to take the camp
We're going to see some otters, do you think?
in the hope we might see some otters. Setting up camp at the end of day 2, or 1 and a bit. Second camp anyway. End of day 2, or 1.5.
How many marks out of 10?
Give it a 9.
So not 7.5 then?
No. It's come up in my estimation. Turn you around and give you a view.
So we'll leave it there for now, on that perfect patch of grass, tucked beside the sea just before the first causeway to South Uist. The sun dipping low, bikes resting. It's a good place to pause. I hope you've enjoyed this first leg of our Hebridean adventure. If it's brought a smile, a bit of wanderlust, or a moment of escape, please share it with others who might enjoy the ride too. Until next time, cheerio!